What's up, guys? Today I was doing a little bit of competitor research of creative inspiration, of just looking at the market of what's been going on. And I actually came across this little brand right here, which actually seems like this page launched in June, right? So like very, very recently, right? Their ads have not been running for a week. Basically, if you take a look at the ads, right, I'm not here to waste your time, so I'm just going to get right into it. A lot of the ads, especially if you look at, for example, first, their headlines, right? So if you look at their headlines, they're talking only today, 60% off, free shipping and 2 gifts. So they make their entire thing very, very offer focused, right? You see this Christmas sale for some reason, launched it today or something like that, right? They talk a lot about their offer, right? They have an ad like this, for example, which is a video, but it's literally just an image like this, right? They have a super aggressive call to action on it. Essentially, it's just mostly image ads, which isn't a bad thing. The bad thing about this actually is more the fact that it's all very bottom of funnel, and this brand does not have any top of funnel traffic. So this is the first thing that you can take from this, is that you should not talk about your offer if people don't know why they should buy from you in the first place. No one's going to buy from you. No one's going to buy from your brand. No one's going to buy your product if they don't know. If they woke up this morning not even knowing that they have a problem, and you show them an offer focused ad, you have to show them more than that. You have to show them, you have to make them believe that they need the product. Overall, you have to make them believe that they have a problem. Then they have to basically believe, and this is the second belief that most people get wrong, that they should be open, that their current solution, right, doesn't work, and they should be open towards new solutions. And then the third belief that you have to make is that your solution is the best, right? So these are the three beliefs. The second one is the one which people skip the most, which is actually in between, making people accept that they have a problem and actually making people accept that your solution is the best. Once again, the one in between, the belief in between, is making people accept that what they're trying right now to solve that problem, right, is not the best solution. They have to accept that it's yours. And this brand specifically doesn't do any of that stuff, right? If you check out their stuff, they have like a little checklist. Looks like, they just some very basic Claude or ChatGPT text, to be honest. And so what they did here is like, okay, this is a testimonial style. This is also a testimonial style. They do have a headline here. Don't even have a headline here at all. Here they do, right? It looks a little bit weird for some reason here. There's some very, very basic ads, and it seems like they haven't been following any specific structures. So let me show you guys what I would do to this. First of all, I would probably do a hook test, right? So after the desire map, after you know exactly who you speak to, so the customer avatar, maybe even like multiple avatars that you want to test, you're going to do something called the hook test, right? If you're new to my channel and haven't been, watching for a long time, then this might be something new to you. What I usually do is I test blank white image ads, right? So white background with just text on it, and it's just going to be hooks. For example, avatars with hooks or only avatars or whatnot. And then you look for the best metrics, soft metrics. You don't look for sales. Of course, if you get sales, it's not a bad thing at all, right? But what you actually look for is the best CTRs, right? And so what you want to do is you want to leave the primary text, the headline or description blank, and you only want to basically do this as learn more, right? So what they did here as well, right? Now, you only want to have one variable on these ads that could go wrong, which is that line of text. You want to eliminate every other variable, and you want to isolate the hooks, the content hooks, the actual text hooks, right? Now, when you test like 30 of those and spend like $2 to $3 in all of those, you will find outliers. You will actually see which ones significantly outperform all the others, and you will be able to compare, okay, this one got me a 7, 8, 9%, whatever, and all the others got me a 2 to 3%. Then you know that specific one, which is the outlier in that case, is there's something going on. There's some interest. There's something which is absolutely just outperforming anything else, and you kind of want to notice patterns. This just the overall hook testing thing with these blank image ads is just there to notice patterns, to learn more about your avatar, to test more about your avatar, right? What I like to do too is, for example, avatar testing. I test multiple customer avatars like that, because if you have multiple angles that you want to basically talk about, or even like multiple avatars, like the highest impact test possible after your product obviously is the avatar, right? Who do you sell it to? That's like the biggest thing that you can test. And so that's going to be one more thing that you can just test, right? You don't have to guess, you don't have to double down immediately. If you niche down or something, you can just do that 10 different times, test these hooks, and fairly, not fairly cheaply. It's very affordable, very, very cheap test actually, because it increases your hit rates on the actual creative test. And then all you do is just go deeper into that and make the actual ads on what worked. the best. And so let's say this brand does a hook test, right? Let's say this brand actually goes away from the super bottom of funnel strategy because they don't have any top of funnel strategy. And if you guys know what a funnel is, if there's no one on the top, there's also going to be even less people on the bottom, right? So it's going to be significantly harder for this brand to stand out with this. So what they should actually do is they should figure out who are a couple of their avatars that they could potentially speak to with this product. And the second thing is they should start writing down hooks, right? You can do this with AI. I prefer to, especially in the beginning stages, kind of learn this yourself. And then when you have a couple hooks down, then you test them. And then you figure out, okay, let's say you have two to three different hooks that have like a 7 to 15% CTR. That's kind of like the minimum range what you want to look for. So whenever you have that, whenever you have a hook which or a couple of hooks which are in that range, then you actually start cycling through a bunch of these actual visual concepts or templates with the right winning hooks on them, right? So we take something like this. This does not look bad at all, and then you would put the actual winning hook on here. What they've done here is they've done different visuals. They've not done variations at all, and they've just basically put different hooks in every single one of these. I'm assuming a lot of these are probably ripped from the competitors, right? But overall, I feel like the biggest thing that they did wrong here is this like super bottom of funnel. They haven't really followed any structures. So what I do is when I get into image ads, or when I do this transition from hook test to actual image ad, is basically I make a template, right? I make like one concept, what I call it, and usually I follow basically the awareness level that my hook speaks to, my winning hook. Let's say you do the hook test and you figure out the winning hook, or one of the winning hooks is solution aware, because it's just comparing basically your solution against others. So a classic solution aware hook. And so then you just got to figure out, okay, well, what are a couple image ad concepts that speak to visual solution aware people, right? So you could have, for example, us versus them for solution. You could have features and benefits. You could have testimonials, review style, authority, right? All these concepts are, very solution aware, and they appeal to solution aware people. So it makes a lot more sense to pick a concept like that, not just some random concept like this one, which is just an offer focused basically, or this is a super weird one because it's like it calls out basically a problem aware audience, and then it has a call to action on it, and then it's like a super random video, doesn't have any explanation, nothing, right? This does not work, right? This is not a profitable ad. I could just look at it, and it doesn't have to look good, don't get me wrong, like it doesn't have to be aesthetic, but it's like it should make sense, and it's like you don't just throw random things at your ads like this, for example, made in USA, and then this cool design here, and then you expect anything to work. Honestly, if you do this approach, like the shotgun approach of just spam testing, mass testing, seeing what sticks, you'd have to test, like they'd have to have like 10, 20, 30 times as many active ads in order to find something which is profitable like this. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to waste a lot of money, then I recommend starting with the hook test first and then transitioning to the image ads based off of the awareness level that your winning hooks were in. So when you figure out then for solution aware, let's say you make a features and benefits one, let's say you make a testimonial one, and let's say you make an us versus them one, right? Now what you do then is, for example, in our example before, we had 3 winning hooks. So what you do is you take all the 3 winning hooks, take that one, for example, features and benefits concept, and then cycle through all the visuals, all the winning hooks that you've had. So you basically take that one features and benefits concept, same template, same everything else, and just change the headline to the winning hooks that you found in the hook test. So this is going to be one batch, right? This is going to be a batch of 3 creatives that you launch, and then you're just going to launch all these on the same day, optimally to an offer A/B test. I don't think this brand has honestly done that. We can check it out. So they do have quite a bit of to be fair, they do have, it seems like a quiz funnel, but overall, they've just not optimized their stuff at all, right? So you should not really do it like this. You should have a lot more of a, like a top of funnel approach. They should basically approach this differently like this brand. But overall, I think this is, like not a terrible approach, but they just have to have a lot more active ads here than this page does. And they should actually follow a lot more of a structure. It seems like they've just done the shot shotgun approach and just threw something on a wall and just saw what stuck. And so that's what you should not do, okay? But yeah, man, yeah, guys, I think that was pretty much it for this video. I just thought it was super interesting to record because this is something, you know, that I've done wrong for a very, very long time myself. And so yeah, thank you so much for giving me your most important asset, guys, which is your attention. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I wish you a beautiful day.